Once upon a time in the bustling city of Crestwood, there lived a man named Richard Bennett. Richard was a software engineer working at Technicore, a cutting-edge technology company known for its innovative solutions. Richard was skilled and efficient, but he harbored a deep-seated jealousy toward his colleague, Daniel Mitchell, who was a Mexican. Daniel was a rising star at Technicore. His intelligence, creativity, and charismatic personality made him the darling of the company. Richard, on the other hand, struggled to match Daniel's success, despite his years of experience. One day, during a routine team meeting, Richard overheard a conversation between Daniel and their manager, Sarah Thompson. Sarah praised Daniel for his outstanding contributions to a crucial project, a project that could potentially propel Daniel to a higher position within the company. Richard seethed with envy, feeling that he deserved the recognition more than Daniel. Fueled by bitterness, Richard hatched a devious plan to undermine Daniel. He started spreading false rumors about Daniel's work ethic, alleging that he was stealing ideas and taking credit for others' accomplishments. Richard strategically whispered lies into the ears of influential colleagues, subtly tarnishing Daniel's reputation. Colleagues who had once admired him now viewed him with suspicion. The poison of Richard's deception began to infiltrate the corridors of Technicore, threatening to destroy not only Daniel's career but also the trust and camaraderie within the entire team. The culmination of Richard's jealousy-driven vendetta reached its peak, leading to Daniel's suspension pending an internal investigation. As the investigation unfolded, Technicore's internal affairs team meticulously sifted through the evidence. Richard, confident in his ability to manipulate situations, believed he had successfully framed Daniel. Little did he know that the truth has a way of revealing itself, even in the darkest corners. The tide began to turn when an anonymous whistleblower emerged, shedding light on Richard's malicious machinations. The internal affairs team launched a thorough inquiry into Richard's actions, exposing the web of lies he had woven to sabotage Daniel. As the truth emerged, the weight of guilt began to crush Richard's conscience. The fallout was swift and severe. Richard was fired from Technicore, his once promising career in ruins. The company, determined to rectify the injustice done to Daniel, not only reinstated him but also publicly acknowledged his innocence and contributions. Daniel, still grappling with the aftermath of the false accusations, decided to press charges against Richard for defamation and conspiracy. The court proceedings were arduous, unveiling the depth of Richard's jealousy and the extent of the damage he had caused. Richard faced not only the wrath of his former colleagues but also the consequences of his actions in a court of law. The trial exposed the dark corners of his character, revealing a man consumed by envy and prejudice. The court delivered its verdict, and Richard was found guilty on multiple counts. He was sentenced to pay substantial fines, perform community service, and serve a probationary period. In the aftermath, Technicore implemented measures to prevent such incidents from happening again, emphasizing the importance of a fair and supportive work environment. The company learned from the ordeal, striving to rebuild the trust that had been shattered by Richard's actions. As for Daniel, the experience had left him scarred but resilient. He focused on rebuilding his career and reputation, determined to rise above the shadow that Richard had cast upon him. With the support of true friends and allies, Daniel emerged stronger, using the experience as a catalyst for personal and professional growth. Daniel, though exonerated, found it challenging to fully reclaim the trust and respect he had lost. The workplace, scarred by the betrayal, became a battlefield of cautious glances and hushed conversations. In the weeks following the trial, Daniel threw himself into his work, determined to prove that his integrity remained unscathed. He poured his energy into a new project that promised to revolutionize the way Technicore approached software development. As for Richard, his life had unraveled in the wake of his misdeeds. The fines imposed on him were a financial burden, and the community service he was required to undertake forced him to confront the consequences of his actions on a more personal level. Cleaning up parks and streets became a daily reminder of the mess he had created in both his professional and personal life. However, the harshest punishment for Richard was the isolation he felt. Former colleagues shunned him, and the tech community, once a source of professional admiration, now viewed him with disdain. One evening, as Richard was finishing his community service, he noticed a familiar face among the crowd at the park. It was Sarah Thompson, the manager he had once manipulated in his quest to bring down Daniel. She approached him, her expression a mixture of disappointment and pity. "Richard, I never thought you were capable of such betrayal," Sarah said, her voice filled with reproach. Richard, humbled by the consequences of his actions, looked down and mumbled an apology. "I don't know what came over me. I let jealousy cloud my judgment." As the days turned into weeks, Richard grappled with the realization that his actions had not only harmed others but had also destroyed any semblance of the life he had once known. He began attending therapy, seeking to understand the root of his jealousy and prejudice. The journey toward self-discovery was arduous, but it became the first step toward genuine remorse and transformation. Meanwhile, Daniel's dedication and hard work began to bear fruit. The project he had undertaken gained traction, earning accolades from industry experts. Slowly but surely, the trust that had been fractured within Technicore started to mend. Colleagues who had doubted him now saw the true extent of his capabilities, and Daniel's reputation as a visionary leader was restored. Despite his success, Daniel remained empathetic toward Richard's plight. He recognized that jealousy was a powerful force that, if left unchecked, could lead anyone down a destructive path. In an unexpected turn of events, Daniel decided to extend an olive branch to Richard. The offer of forgiveness was a lifeline, and Richard vowed to seize the opportunity to rebuild both his character and his shattered life. He volunteered at local organizations, contributing to the community in a genuine effort to make reparations for the harm he had caused. As word of Richard's commitment to change spread, some colleagues started to cautiously reconsider their stance. A few even offered words of encouragement and support. Despite the skepticism that lingered around him, Richard remained committed to his journey of self-improvement. He continued attending therapy, grappling with the roots of his jealousy and prejudice. Richard's commitment to change did not go unnoticed. Some colleagues, cautiously observing his efforts, began to acknowledge the sincerity in his actions. One person who closely monitored Richard's progress was Sarah Thompson. The same manager Richard had manipulated in his quest for revenge now observed his attempts at redemption with a mix of skepticism and hope. Sarah, understanding the complexity of human nature, decided to offer guidance to Richard as he navigated the challenging path toward rehabilitation. Slowly, Richard began to unravel the tangled web of emotions, seeking not only forgiveness from others but also from himself. However, Daniel remained vigilant, knowing that the scars of the past lingered and that the process of rebuilding trust required time and consistent effort. Technicore, recognizing the need for healing within its ranks, initiated workshops and training sessions focused on fostering a culture of forgiveness and second chances. The company aimed to learn from the mistakes of the past and create an environment where individuals could grow and redeem themselves. In the city of Crestwood, where the story of jealousy and redemption had unfolded, the winds of change blew through the corridors of Technicore. One day, during a company-wide event aimed at celebrating achievements and unity, Technicore's CEO took the stage. In a surprising move, she acknowledged the challenging journey the company had undergone, highlighting the importance of resilience, forgiveness, and the belief in the potential for change. The speech resonated with the employees, serving as a poignant reminder that redemption was not only a personal journey for Richard but also a collective effort to heal the wounds inflicted by mistrust and betrayal. As Technicore embraced a new chapter, the shadows of the past gradually gave way to the dawn of a brighter, more forgiving future.